So this is just a quick video to show you implementing of dynamic JavaScript onto my pages. So what I have here is kind of a little landing page, and because I'm logged in as Igor into the K2 company, I'm seeing this page over here. So what I want to do is, depending on what company you're logging in on, I might want to make some changes to the screen and make it slightly unique. So what I've implemented over here is when I go to my companies, I load up my K2 over here. So what I've got at the bottom over here is, so this is a smart form based upon a smart object with these sort of fields, you know, what the company name is, who the primary contact is, the logo over here. I'm specifying what logo is going to show up on the screen. That's a logo at the back there. Over here I can specify its width and height and things like that, so I can go and make those sort of modifications to it and see how it looks, how it's going to look when it renders on the page. Lithium is the theme that's going to be running in the background. It's a sort of what color is this? It's a sort of grey, this bluish theme that runs. Then at the bottom over here, from a security point of view as well, I've got specifying what applications I've selected that they have access to. So these are the apps that appear in the apps list. So I've got this custom script for header. Now what this does is, what's going to happen is this header is going to load up this custom script based upon what company is logged in as. So for example, here's some script over here, and what is just some jQuery, and what I'm doing in this jQuery is modifying the background image so that I want it to look a little bit differently. Alright, so I'm going to save that. Now when I go to my home page now, look at that. What's happened here now is this background image, this little header here is loaded up, and it's logged in, it's loaded up that background image, so it's put that jQuery onto the screen. If I go here and I log in as another user, so if I go in and log in as Source Code Technology Holdings, that's our parent company. So if I log in here and I go home, what you'll see is just a white background. So if I go again, allocate myself back to K2, it's now loading that jQuery onto the page. When that particular loads up. How that's actually working is that I've put that into my header. So my resolution here is not helping me. Custom header. Alright, so if I edit that, so this is my page over here. This is the header, this section over here. So there's lots of stuff going on. I won't go through all the details here. For example, I'm dynamically loading the right image and certain sort of characteristics over here. And I also load up a bunch of user details on this page that I might need on every page, and I can always just get that out the header. So what I do have here is I've got this thing here called company script override. This header has got a parameter, use company script, which is defaulted to false. So by default, the header won't load that custom script. And I did that so that because I've just added this, I want to specify when I want that custom script to load, because I have some pages I don't necessarily want it to happen. Then inside here, let me just check that out. When my form loads, so on my page initialize over here, what I'm doing over here is I'm loading out of the company. So I load up the company the user's in. And what you see, there's a custom script from header. That's what we set up a little bit earlier, and I'm loading that into a text box that I hide on the screen. All right, just to load that custom script up. So that loads up into this text box over here. It doesn't run because it's in a text box. It's just like a storage place just to hold that script. Then on this data label, I have got an expression. And what my expression does is it checks. It says if the parameter use custom script is true, then it's going to store into the data label that custom script text box. So it's going to move that into that custom script, which will then execute it on the page. And if it's equal to false, then just put an empty string there so nothing happens. And that's a way of where I've got now a centralized place for this particular company where I can add additional script to the page, and that script, it could be, in this case it's some jQuery changing header. It could even be a reference to another style sheet, or a few other little extra things that you might want to do. And then when this header loads up, so you'll see here, if you look at this, here it's loading up, and if I go to my expense claims, where I've told the header not to load it, you'll see it hasn't loaded that. If I go back to the home page, the header here is using the custom script, and it's loading up, and it's with those additions taking place.